In compliance with Chapter 551 of the Texas Open Meetings Government Code, I call to order a regular voting meeting of the Public Facility Corporation Board of Directors of the Austin Independent School District for Thursday, February 22nd, 2024 at 4:31 p.m. A quorum of the board is physically present at the aisd Central Office to conduct this meeting. This meeting is streaming live on aisd TV and Apple TV. It is also being broadcast on cable channel 22 from Spectrum, Astound Broadband, and on channel 99 through AT&T UVerse. Closed captioning in English is available on these platforms for individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing. Thank you for joining us. We will move to the approval of the agenda. Secretary Boswell, do you have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Having a motion by Trustee Boswell and a second by Trustee Gonzalez to approve the agenda, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. The motion passes unanimously with a vote of 3 in favor by all those on the dais. We now move to public testimony. Members of the public wishing to participate in the public testimony portion of our meeting called a dedicated aisd phone line in advance of the meeting to sign up to speak in person or to audio record the remarks. Today, we had no callers. Thank you. This concludes public testimony. Are there any questions or clarifications? Awesome. We will now move to the action item on tonight's agenda. Secretary Boswell, do we have a motion to approve agenda item 3.1?
Yes, I move to approve item 3.1, November 16th, 2023, Public Facility Corporation regular voting meeting minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Directors, any questions or comments? Having a motion by Secretary Boswell and a second by Director Gonzalez to approve item 3.1, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. The motion passes unanimously. Three in favor. It's on another page. We will, we will continue on in the meeting for item 4.1. For the directors of the Public Facility Corporation, are there any questions or feedback for the selection of legal counsel for the PFC? Trustee Boswell.
I'd love to hear from District Council and Board Council about what the process of selecting legal counsel for the PFC is, what our options are, and what the process is. Thank you.
Good evening. Kenneth Walker, General Counsel for aisd. For the board of the PFC, I believe you essentially have two options. Your first option would be to select a counsel from the approved list of counsel that aisd has. There was an RFQ that was submitted, I believe, sometime last year, and there are several respondents in which the PFC can choose that do have qualifications or experience to be able to advise the PFC. I believe your second option will be to task the administration with a new RFQ. If the members of the PFC board are not satisfied with the council and their qualifications on the approved list that the aisd already has, then it can submit or task the administration with submitting a new RFQ to essentially have new respondents who have experience and have some expertise related to PFCs in order to advise the PFC going forward. So I think those are the two options that before you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Walker, for that. And I have a follow-up to that. Can we review the existing council and their qualifications and make that decision without another meeting and direct aside from a meeting, or would we need to meet to make that decision if we wanted to request an RFQ?
So yes, I think the PFC will need to meet in order to make its decision or ultimately vote on which direction it will need to go in.
Thank you.
Where may we look at those lists of legal counsel? They were not provided in the agenda as far as I could see.
Yes, that's a list I can work with the administration and provide to the members of the PFC.
I have I guess a question for Christine. So because we have not yet reviewed that information, what are our options for this meeting that we have before us?
Hi there, this is Christine Video, Counsel to the Board of Trustees. And Kenneth, if you have anything you want to add, feel free to step in.
Yes, I know that you have a pending question for Christine, but there were, based on our review, 2 firms that were on the approved list by the administration, by aisd, that had the experience, just based on our review, to be able to advise. So if that gives you some insight or direction as to which you want to go in, I know you probably want to see the firms, but I mean, at least based on our review, I think it's important to know that there were 2 firms based on our thought that had the qualifications to be able to advise.
Sure, I think that's what Director Gonzalez is actually asking, is if we can review those 2 firms to decide whether or not we can just say, oh, we found the candidate, or to say, maybe we should look elsewhere. So we don't really have enough, I don't personally have enough information to make a decision either way.
Your original question, I believe if this board needs, sorry, I'm getting new to the terminology, this body believes it needs more time, corporation believes it needs more time to make a decision and take action, you could either do that, kind of wrap up this meeting and save that for another day, or you could, if you feel like you need a little time and it sounds like there's not an extensive amount of information, you could recess
That was
briefly.
my next question, could we recess now?
And then reconvene.
Okay,
And would a third option be to go into executive session and review the qualifications of those firms and have that conversation?
I don't think that would be an appropriate use of executive session, yeah.
Thank you.
so we can recess, I apologize. So to make sure that I understand our option, we would recess now, be provided information. If we felt we had a sufficient amount of time, we could then come back and either make a vote or postpone.
Correct.
Excellent. Are there any objections, or I would need a motion to recess? Or would I?
Yeah, you
Yes.
just take a motion to recess.
Yes. Are there any objections, or would someone like to offer a motion to recess?
So moved.
Sorry, second.
All those in favor? Excellent, it's unanimous. We will recess the meeting at 4:39. Thank you. In compliance with Chapter 551.01, 07, I apologize, 071, I reconvene the meeting of the Facilities Corporation.
So you're going to reconvene in open session at
Oh, thank you.
5:04 PM.
Reconvene in open session at 5:04 PM.
And the Public Facility Corporation Board is going to go into executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code 551071. Right?
We're adjourning.
Oh, sorry.
Actually, we're going back, we're gonna reconvene, we're gonna speak with our council and
Yeah.
get some more information.
Yeah. So you've reconvened. You reconvened already.
Yes.
And now we're going to go into exec. Am I?
I think they just want to do it.
Oh. Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay, perfect. Thank you all for your patience. Thank you. We are learning together. Alrighty, we have reconvened and we are going to receive counsel currently, or not counsel, but we have just a recommendation from the administration.
Thank you. So earlier I presented to you 2 options, and one of which was to task administration with submitting a request for proposal, or putting out a request for proposals or a request for qualifications for firms that can advise on and assist the PFC going forward. So our recommendation is that you move forward with that option. There are only 2 firms, based on our review of the current list of firms that aisd has, that have the qualifications, these two firms can resubmit once this RFQ goes back out, as well as any other qualified firms. The ordinary timeline for an RFQ, from what I understand, is around 90 days. But I understand that the PFC has gone without counsel for some time, so the administration is able to truncate that timeline to approximately 30 days. I understand that the PFC may want to be involved in the review of those qualifications, and if the PFC is inclined to do so, then it can task one of its members with participating in the review of those qualifications, which could consist of an interview or perhaps just a review of those proposals. And once that concludes and the firms are scored and reviewed, then a recommendation can come forth from administration along with any member of the PFC that wants to participate in the review committee for the proposals.
Are there any questions or clarifications needed?
I'd like to recommend that Trustee Boswell be the representative to work with the administration to identify board counsel.
I would be happy to do that. Thank you.
Excellent. So we have a representative.
And do we need to make a motion?
For Director Boswell to be,
Yeah, you
Or
can
to
just,
recommend that an RFP go out? Or an RFQ go
that's
out?
the administrative recommendation. I think you can
Okay,
just.
we'll just accept it
Support
and-
that, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
excellent. So we're good on that? And just double check. That was our only item, correct? I didn't read all the way through. There's not an adjournment. Oh, yes, there is. I apologize. I found it.
Before we do that, I welcome any thoughts. If I'm going to be the one sitting in on the process, I welcome thoughts from Director Gonzalez and President Hunter about anything you want me to consider or pay attention to while I'm working with the administration to review the proposals that come in.
Can we submit those in writing to you? I just would like a little bit more time to think about it. Is that okay? That's okay? Okay.
Excellent. I can say here, I know, and I will also submit, once I've thought about it a little bit more, gotten some more information. I really am going to want someone, I think, that aligns with our values. I think that we've been doing a really good job as a district, as a board, our PFC now, that we can continue in that vein to make sure that the partners that are working with us are of the same and like mind.
Thank you.
All right. If we have no further business, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Raise your right hand. It's unanimous. We can show that the facilities, what is it called again? My goodness. So sorry. The AISD Public Facility Corporation is adjourned at 5:09 p.m.